Alright guys, so we listened to you. You told us that gas grenades were good, that the chemical agents war bond should have been A tier, S tier, B tier, whatever you said. So we went out and tested the gas grenades again, and we decided that they are
complete and total dog shit. You guys are wasting our time and you're wasting your own. I don't know why everybody has such a hard on for these stupid fucking green gas nonsense grenades that don't do that much.
Today we're going to talk about the gas grenades in a little bit more detail, kind of give you the reasons of why we don't like them, and then also tell you the grenades that we choose to take instead of gas grenades on each faction, so you have a better option. I think the general consensus was that gas grenades should be the best grenades in the game because they could cause this kind of confusion on all the factions. And if you're a little bit new of a diver, what that means is like gas in this game, it doesn't just do damage over time like burning will. It kind of distracts the enemy so that they chaotically just attack whatever's in their area, which can include a Helldiver, but more often than not, it's a random bug that it's attacking. So for that purpose, in the like distraction kind of category, how did you feel about gas grenades?
I think gas grenades are a waste of my time. I will never pick them again unless I'm forced to. I don't understand the purpose. I'd rather just bring something that goes boom and kill all the fucking things. Then what do I need to distract and confuse for? Unless I guess I'm like playing by myself, or I really think bug holes are so much of a nuisance that I have to throw some lingering poison on them to just watch things kind of stand there for a while and like just slowly die. Like what am I fucking doing? I'm wasting my time is what I'm doing. I got things to do. Give me a thermite.
What I'll say is like, okay, when we're talking about bug breaches, throwing the gas grenade on the bug breach, there were some comments that were like, hey, throw it there and then it gives you time to just focus and shoot things down. But if I'm throwing a grenade, why am I still shooting? That's what I feel like. If I want to throw a grenade, like, that grenade's going to deal with whatever the threat is, and I'm going to go piss off and do whatever else I have to do,
I don't want to waste primary and grenades on the same targets if I can help it. I guess it's fine if you're trying to do something very particular, or you're just in the mood, or you're just that kind of guy. But we are not.
I will say the distraction mechanism, like if you kind of use them as a pseudo stealth sort of thing, I see the benefit in doing that, but it's just not our playstyle, dude.
They're not the worst grenades in the game. I'm not, even though I'm being an asshole right now, I don't hate these grenades. I think they're completely viable, maybe if you're running a particular strategy with them, with your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have the patience for them. They don't do enough quickly to justify me wanting to bring them on any faction. I think there are other grenades I would far easier choose.
Yeah, and let's talk about the grenades that we would rather see. And let's start on bugs. And I think we're on the same page on this, but on bugs, I almost always bring thermites.
It's thermites 9 out of 10 times. The last one is if I'm just feeling freaky.
Yeah, and I think the reason thermites are so important on bugs, and let me know if you have a different idea, but it's because chargers are such a menace. On bugs, you can pretty much deal with anything you need to with your primary and your secondary, except for Bile Titans and Chargers. And Bile Titans you can outrun pretty easily, but Chargers, they're going to take you down.
Well, I mean, for the most part, yeah, they're just a nuisance. I just if I can take out a Charger quickly and as easily as possible without wasting a bunch of ammunition, without calling down a stratagem on a single Charger, what are we doing here? You're telling me I can just have a grenade that does that, and if you hit your placements right in one time, in one go, yes, thank you, sir. May I have another? Let's throw gas grenades. Spare me.
Well, that's the thing is like gas grenades are not solving that problem of like the heavy Charger enemy coming at you, and they're not buying you enough time, in my opinion. And also, like, if you want mob clearing, like there's better ways to clear mobs, and in my opinion, like, we'll talk about it in a second, but is there any other reason you like the thermites on the bugs?
I mean, it closes holes. That's always a worthwhile utility.
Yeah.
We briefly touched on it, but Bile Titans. These things can take down Bile Titans, and I think that's great because if you're in a pinch, if you don't have a stratagem, if you're waiting to recool or cool off, or I can't use words, but you get what I'm saying. Just throw a thermite, and it solves most of your problems. It takes down impalers. A thermite does damage to like everything a bug can throw at you.
Yeah. That's it. That's a great way to put it.
And it's just nice. It's just old reliable for us, at least.
An interesting way to kind of balance these two is like you're up against the bugs. You have 4 thermites and 4 gas grenades. You get 4 and 4. So when you're on bug front, would you rather take out 4 chargers, or let's assume each gas grenade takes out 4 enemies, or would you rather take out 16 little guys? I'd rather
The
take
little
out
guys, I'd rather just take out with more conventional means, like with my primary. I don't mind it. The little guys, they're almost a joy to take down. Uh, I'd rather disperse the chargers immediately, so they just get out of my fucking way.
Right. Let's move on to Illuminate. I think you have a really interesting choice for Illuminate. What's your favorite grenade for Illuminate?
Well, we were just talking about AoE and like having the ability to clear a wide array of enemies quickly, and I use the dynamite. When it comes to the Illuminate, personally, when it comes to, you know, the enemies in front of you, for me, with the way I play, the Voteless and the Overseers piss me off more than anything. They are the biggest nuisance in this game to me. I want them gone immediately. What could I do? The dynamite, pardon my French, has a pretty decent AoE. I don't know the specs of it right here, right now, and I'm not going to pretend I do, but that grenade goes boom, and it clears Voteless, and it clears Overseers like in a nice chunk of an area, and it just blows them all up. The explosion's pretty to look at. You can play around with like the detonation by holding the square. You can cook them. They're just nice, man. And then I have the ability, once I've taken care of the chaff, I can focus on the harvesters. I can focus on the flesh mobs. I can focus on the leviathans. Because you bet your ass I want to take out those leviathans. You know.
Yeah.
And a grenade gives me the ability to do that. So that's my choice.
That makes sense because you know you could take that same logic to the bugs, and that's probably what people are saying with the gas grenades on bugs. But as you mentioned, like the dynamite will just take them out as opposed to slow them down.
Correct.
For me, this is not the best grenade for Illuminate. Not even close. It's probably the worst grenade for Illuminate, but it's my favorite, and it's the best. It's the most consistent grenade across all 3 factions. I'm going back to the thermite.
Amen, baby.
And here's the thing, like with Illuminate, I really like them because dealing with the chaff I do with like my primary weapons, I have my support weapons for the bigger things, and what I'm really looking forward to is taking out the camps. And the fact that I can throw a thermite on a landed, a docked, whatever you want to call it.
You don't have to pop the shield or nothing like that, you know?
Nothing, dude. You throw it and you forget. So what I like to do oftentimes is throw it, run through the camp, throw it. I have a herd of Voteless and Overseers on my 6, and I'm just booking it. I don't care. I'm out of there, you know? That's a play style thing. Like the utility and the laziness that the thermite gives me on on Illuminate make them the best grenades for Illuminate for me.
I mean, I think it's a worthwhile choice. Like you said, it's not the best because it also can't take out a lot of other enemy types efficiently in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that it does do that for the ships, if you're going with that intent and you can easily deal with everything else, I think it's a worthwhile choice. Bots, baby. Let's talk about the bots. The automatons. What are you taking?
What am I taking on automatons? I'm taking the pyrotech. Actually, this is new tech for me.
You're freaky like that.
But the pyrotech grenades I recently started using, they're the ones that they're like sparklers. They're like those little ground firework things. They're kind of weird because you have to throw them and time them properly, but the sparks that spin around and go off are the maximum armor penetration. So you can take down all of the heavy things. Like it's kind of hard to do, but I've taken down a turret with them, like one of those mounted machine guns.
Yeah, I've seen that, dude. They're surprisingly effective at taking down big things and cleansing the area of other enemies.
Well, have you seen me take down striders with them too?
Yeah, dude, it's pretty sexy.
You have to throw like 4 or 5 of them, which you have. I think you have 6 to start off with. But if you throw 4 or 5 of them at a strider's feet and it's just going to sit there and melt, like that's awesome. You throw 2 or 3 of them at tanks and you're chilling, you know?
Turrets, hulks.
What really sold me is like we're talking about the big enemies, the harder ones to take down on bots, but what really sold me was the Devastators. So those are the dudes that run around with the shields or the rockets. They travel in packs. They're like little rat dogs, you know? Brah, brah, brah. They're like doing this marching order. If you throw 2 or 3 pyrotech grenades in that area, it just lights them all off and they just like, goodbye.
Yeah, that's a win. That's a net win. and it's a unique choice because I wouldn't have thought of that right off the rip. You know, I do something questionable. I don't know. Maybe people would like it. I'd be interested to know what people actually think of this. But I take the arc grenades. I'm very much impressed with them. I thought they were going to be shitty, but I actually think they're great. So you throw one, and it splits apart into other pieces, and they're all exploding at different moments in time. And so it's like a pulse grenade with a varying AOE, and it not only does damage, it doesn't do the most damage in the game, but you're still going to take out things easily with 1 or 2 rounds of these grenades, and it stuns. So you can use it for a wider array of enemies. It can take down larger units. I've taken down Hulks with it. It does do damage and stun, if I'm not mistaken, the Striders. It's not the most efficient by any means, but it's still fun. So the arc grenade, to me, is just a better gas grenade.
Yeah, I was going to say that's kind of interesting because, we're talking about how we don't like the gas grenade as simply a stun tool, and then here you are saying that the arc grenade is cool because you're using it as a stun tool.
Yeah, man, it just feels more like a grenade. It doesn't just feel so blasé. I'm sorry, I'll shit on the gas grenade all day. You guys made me play with a silly little thing that I'll never pick up again.
See, what I'm really interested in is because, these are our favorite grenades, and we picked this list because it's 9 out of 10 times those are the grenades we're bringing on those fronts, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm interested in is, what do people actually think are the best grenades on each front? What is your personal best grenade? And even if it's not the best grenade, what are you bringing on every single front? That's what I want to know. Because I think the opinions are going to be drastically different.
Well, and that's another beautiful thing about this game. I don't know if anybody else appreciates this. I like just hearing about what other players do. I like knowing what your loadout is for this faction and why. Mm-hmm. And then you selling me on it because I think it's shit. And then you persuading me otherwise. I love that. So definitely let us know. I want to know, well, especially with grenades, what's your go-to for each faction and why.
And I think what you said is perfect. This game is so beautifully balanced that everything comes down to playstyle, preference, what you want to do for that particular mission or moment. All right, guys, so we also have a Discord going. It's just starting off, but the link is going to be in the description. Come join us if you want to play with us or find people to play with. We're trying to get just consistent people to play with on the regular, either with us or with other people. Or just to continue the conversation and share our love for this game. So join us down below.
And for the love of God, cut the shit with the stupid things you recommend I do in this game. I'm not picking up gas grenades anymore. But I love you. And I hope you wash your butts.
Dumb decisions.